here's the thing, what we discovered in the 80s, you know, up until then, it was like leaders are born, not made. And just treating that for a minute here, what I'd like to suggest is, if you believe that leaders are born, then the underlying assumption is that they don't need to be coached. So if they're in a position power because of their pedigree, because of the traits that they display, in one case in the literature it talks about the great man theory. That doesn't work in our house, so we put great person theory up there. And I mean, it was like you had to be a man to be a leader. I mean, that was actually a theory of leadership not too long ago. So, and that whole thing was underlying the fact that leaders are born, and if you accept that assumption, then it kind of follows that they don't need coaching. Okay. The reality is, though, that leadership can be learned, and we established that with studies over and over and over again in the 80s, so that we know that learning leadership is possible. Therefore, that opens up the gamut of how many more people could learn leadership. And so, you know, you can still believe leaders are born in some ways, and sometimes they are. We certainly have some luminaries that are excellent leaders, and they seem to just come that way. But for the rest of us people out there, we can learn leadership. We can learn to be a better leader. And that's what our program is all about.